Alright, Shalom. First, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. I'm going to say double honors to the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone. And Shalom to all the Akim out there that's pushing the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and truth and sincerity. Alright, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Alright, the Hebrew Israelites consist of the Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native Americans through North, Central, and South America, as well as scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright. We're living in biblical prophecy right now. We're living in the last days. And America will be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. Alright, it's known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures. Alright, by whom the world calls God and Jesus Christ. Alright, God being Yahweh, that's his true name, and the son's name is Yahweh Shai. Alright, and in this lesson I wanted to touch on something that's been going on in Israel nowadays. That spirit of rebellion and the spirit of coming against your teachers, all right, has been very prevalent nowadays, man. All right, and it's getting worse and worse. But we know that for brothers in this truth, we know that these things must happen in the last days. You know, Satan is going to have to go harder on us. All right, but I wanted to touch on a few scriptures in the book of Timothy's concerning this. So this is going to be a warning to brothers to not be in that spirit, and for dudes that are in the spirit, it's going to be kind of a rebuke to you. All right, and this is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 12. It says, "Yea, and all that will live godly in Mashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution." All right, so right off the bat, Paul is giving us warning, man. Warning that if you're going to walk in the spirit of Yahushai, you're going to suffer persecution. Okay, because Yahushua, when he was on the scene, he suffered persecution by the scribes and the Pharisees, and our people, man, coming against Yahushua, being demons, man, trying to trip Yahushua up in his words and whatnot, man, basically putting hell on him, man. All right, scoffing against him, etc. All right, yea, and all that will live godly in Mashiach Yahushua shall suffer persecution. All right, and we know that according to the scriptures, these guys that are coming up against us, coming against Greatmillstone, the ones that are teaching the true doctrine, man, we know that these guys are the same guys that were back in the ancient world scoffing against Yahushua, man, because we're walking in the spirit of Yahushua. All right, so it's the same thing all over again. These guys are coming back in their same lot, man, to fulfill their same lot, man. You know, and then they'll come against us, man. You know, because it won't just be people in the world that's going to come against us. It's going to be people of our fold, man, of Israel, man. They're going to fall out because of whatever reason, man, and then start scoffing against us, man. You know, verse 13, but it says, "Evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse." Okay, and then you guys have these guys that'll fall out, right? And then they'll start teaching other wayward doctrines, man, that's not in accordance with the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And then eventually when they fall out, they'll wax worse and worse, you know. And that's just proof that the Lord the whole time wasn't dealing with them, man. You know, it says deceiving and being deceived, because that's exactly what they're doing, man. They're being the devil, because that's what the word devil means. It means the deceiver, man. They're being black devils, man, teaching things that are just not in accordance with the spirit, man. Talking about the Latinos and the Native Americans are not Israelites all of a sudden now. All right, even though they used to teach that at one point in time. You know, you got people that are saying the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast, or that Cornelius isn't an Israelite, or the earth is flat. Just things that just don't matter, man. You know, things that don't matter and that are not important. All right, and that just at the end of the day don't line up with the real doctrine, the 100% doctrine that they were taught at one point in time, man. All right, deceiving and being deceived, because ultimately these are demons that are on these guys. You know, These are demons that are on these guys to come against the truth like that, man. Demons on the left-hand side, man. You know? And it's basically that's basically at the end of the day, that's the Lord, man. That's the Lord that's putting these spirits that's on these dudes, because the scriptures talk about that the deceived and the deceiver are his, man. So this is all basically just to show, basically just to weed out the ones that Yahweh Shem Shai doesn't want, man. You know? And it says, verse 14, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned. So for right now, it's talking about brothers that are in this truth, man. You know, continue in the things that we have learned, man, from the apostles of this great millstone, man. All right, our teachers, man. All right, they're the ones that taught us that we were Israelites. The RFID chip is the mark of the beast. Cornelius is an Israelite, man. You know, the Latinos, the Negroes, and the Native Americans are all Israelites, man. You know, these are things that we were taught from the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, man. The 100% truth, which eventually is going to lead us to salvation, man. All right, so continue in those things, man, and don't get swayed by what these guys are saying, man. Don't get swayed by what they're teaching, man. You know. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of. Right. And has been assured of. You know, so we have to be sure about this thing. We have to be sure about the doctrine that we've been taught. The scriptures talk about being rooted. It's a lot. Rooted and grounded in this thing, man. Because when you think about a tree, man, its roots are deeply rooted in this earth, in the earth, man. And the earth being these scriptures, man. So we have to be deeply rooted in them, man. So we won't be carried about with every wind of doctrine, you know, because those winds are going to come against us. They're going to beat upon us, man. But our foundation has to be sure. Our foundation has to be sure, man, so we won't get swayed by those things, man. And we'll stand firm, you know. All right, it says, and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them from. And who do we learn all these things from again? The apostles and elders of Great Millstone, man. It just is what it is, man. Those are the men that Yahweh Shem Shai set up on the planet Earth, all right, to teach and lead the elect of the nation of Israel, all right, to salvation, man, to lead us on the right path, man. Those are the men that the Lord set up, regardless of what these people say out there, man. Regardless of whatever these people are trying to say, man, you know. Those are the men that the Lord set up, man. You know, so, and this spirit, man, it's not anything new. Like I said, that spirit has been going on going back to the ancient world, man. You know, even during the time of Moses. Moses was set up to lead the nation when we were coming out of the land of Egypt. You know, and then you had one point in time, these guys, Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. You know, they started coming up against Moses, basically telling Moses that he wasn't fit. He wasn't fit for the position that he was in, and he basically needed to step aside. You know, they were in that rebellious spirit. So, long story short, what ended up happening to them? They ended up being destroyed, man. You know, because they were coming up against the men that the Lord set up, man. You know. So, hey, everything is reincarnated, man. You know, everything happens all over again, man. But good, man, at the end of the day always trumps evil, man. It always trumps evil, you know. And so everything that these guys are doing, all this scoffing and whatnot, man, all that stuff is going to be brought to naught, man. All right. And at the end of the day, the true men of Yahweh Shem Shai are going to prosper, man. And they're going to be uplifted, man. And people are going to know, you know. And I want to get one more scripture in the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 7. And it reads, "Woe unto the world because of offenses." It says, "For it must needs be that offenses come." So it's necessary that offenses are going to come, man. You know, it's already set up through the Spirit, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushai set it up this way, man. Offenses are going to come, man. You know, because it's going to prove us. It's going to prove those that are sincere about this thing. You know, it's going to weed out the ones that he's dealing with and the ones that he's not dealing with. It says, "For it must be that offenses come." All right. But woe to that man by whom the offense cometh, man. So woe unto these guys out there, man. All right. Woe unto those dudes, man. Meaning destruction to them, man. Because at the end of the day, that's all that's going to happen. That's going to happen to them, man, for coming up against the men that Yahweh Shem Yahushai set up, man. You know. So woe unto those dudes, and may Yahweh Shem Yahushai destroy you, man. So for brothers out there, man, don't pay attention to these scoffers, man. They're going to scoff because it's necessary that these things are going to come. Just continue in the things that you've learned, stay in the Spirit, and keep pushing, man, you know, and continue to take heed to your spirit, to your teachers, man, you know. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone, the true leaders of the nation of Israel. And shalom to all the Akim out there that's being faithful, man. And pushing the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai in truth and in sincerity. And I'm going to say shalom.